Hi everyone, my name is Naushin Zainab and I welcome you all to KiwiTech's 808 workshop for startup and entrepreneurs to help them navigate the challenges of starting a business, making it sustainable and taking it to the next level. Today we have the mentor session on how to build out an organic marketing push without paid ads by Jeff Wenzel, Vice President Crowdfunding KiwiTech. Before we begin with our session of the day, I would like to invite our Director Strategic Partnerships, Marcela Garcia Marquez, to give a quick overview of the company. Over to you, Marcela.
Welcome again to today's event. As my colleague Nashin has just mentioned, I am Maricela Garcia Marquez, and I am the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Head of Investor Relations at KiwiTech. And I just want to extend a very warm welcome to our KiwiTech Startup 808 Workshop Series. So I'm going to go in and dive into a little bit about KiwiTech's ecosystem. We are a growing ecosystem serving over 500 portfolio companies across the US, Canada, Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East. For the past decade, we have engaged a strong network of 3,000 investors who participate in our deal flow on a monthly basis. Over the years, we have also raised over $100 million for entrepreneurs within our network. In addition to the ecosystem of services we provide, we encourage founders to always leverage our fantastic global network of mentors to support them with their unique journey. At KiwiTech, we are very strong advocates for mentorship. We ensure our entrepreneurs have access to adequate resources, and we have contributed over $100 million in technology services as an investment in our portfolio companies, as well leading with over 100 networking events to date. And we have definitely incremented through our virtual settings like we are here today. A little bit now more about our milestones, more on our journey. We started as entrepreneurs ourselves. The founders of KiwiTech previously led one of the largest technology services in the publishing sector for 2 decades. And after obtaining a successful exit, they were able to build an ecosystem with a keen understanding on how to support growth stage startups from an approach of navigating technology and product development, obviously capital raise, scalability in terms of go-to-market, and adding fundamental pieces to be able to get to the next stage through definitely our startup program and our 808 workshops. Here are capabilities slide. These are the 6 pillars of our ecosystem. We have a strong team of 500 team members providing our product development services. We acquired a specialized finance and accounting unit called Graphite Financial, which provides finance, accounting, bookkeeping services to more than 100 venture-backed startups. We also provide additional marketing services and equity crowdfunding, another area where we support startups through our strategic partnerships with WeFunder, Star Engine, and Republic. Events. Our events are a great platform to connect, network, and collaborate with our ecosystem. We have events that serve everyone's palate. We have angel investor panels, venture capital, family office, and some of my personal favorite, which are global investor panels where we highlight growing ecosystems across the world, such as Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, Canada. We take pride in our collaborative efforts to elevate all exceptional founders. We believe events are a great way to connect, to build trust with different stakeholders, and we enjoy bringing these events to our global communities. And today we are excited again to host another insightful entrepreneur workshop with our very own Jeff Wenzel, Vice President of Crowdfunding at KiwiTech, who will share an enriching session on how to build out an organic marketing push without paid ads. So I will now let my colleagues lead this very helpful session for our entrepreneurs. And so Jeff, as always, it's great to see you.
We have recently introduced a referral program at KiwiTech. This program rewards anyone who contributes to the fruitful introductions to our company. Over the years, we have built this robust ecosystem of startups with the help of your trust and subsequent referrals. We realize it is time we give due credit to this trust through our referral program incentives. So if you know someone looking for tech development support to scale, join our referral program and follow the below mentioned steps shown on your screen or visit our website. Contribute to our growth journey and earn incentives for your trust in us. I would now like to invite Jeff Wenzel, Vice President Crowdfunding KiwiTech. The screen is all yours, Jeff.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nanshin. Awesome. Well, I think before we get into it, maybe we'll ask just kind of a quick poll, if we can put one out there real quick, or just maybe by a raise of hands, how many people are currently running a startup company or working within a startup company? Maybe you're in charge of marketing or growth. How many of you are struggling right now with organic outreach? Because I can tell you, I am a guy who has had some ups and downs in the organic. How is everybody doing out there? Is this something you guys are struggling with? If anybody wants to raise their hands or kind of maybe take just a kind of a quick poll on this, how is everybody doing out there? Is it something you guys are struggling with? Yes. Hey, Dana, thank you for that. Yes. Yes. So our goal today is really going to get into kind of killing some of the misconceptions or maybe even the misnotions of this idea of everything going viral or got to be on every platform, and really kind of focusing on going after a core audience, really going after people that you are making a connection with. Something that's kind of happened in our world in the last really kind of 18 months or so is there's no focus really right now on, an organic Facebook post here and there, or even like just a couple tweets here and there on Twitter. For us, that world is long, long gone. So everything we're going to walk through today is I'm going to be really in the mindset and really the foundation of, I want actual conversations. That's what I'm striving for in everything you're going to see here. So, when I start to show you guys some of my world and you start seeing your numbers and you're like, he only has 31 people in his SMS. I have 31 people that I'm having just conversations with in one channel, right? So I'm going to get into some of that. So I think as we're getting into this and we're thinking about sort of building out this organic push, I think we've got to be in that mindset of conversations, not we went viral on Facebook or TikTok. Yes, that would be awesome. But for the majority of startups and for the majority of businesses, it is about these conversations. It is about thought leadership in whatever industry or vertical you're in. So everything I'm going to show you today is I'm going to be going through my world. You're going to see stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes because I'm a thought leader in the crowdfunding space, right? So if you search crowdfunding, you're going to find me and my world out there to some degree, right? So that's what we're going to get into. So as we jump into it, I'm going to share my screen. I'm also going to let all of you guys know I do talk kind of fast. So if I miss something, by all means, throw it out there. Let me know. I'll pump the brakes a little bit, but I love this stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The first thing I'm going to show everybody here is how I am finding an audience. So before I'm even thinking about content creation, or if I'm thinking about blogs or just anything, who am I going after? Who are the right people that I need to go after and connect with, and then start making decisions on what kind of content creation I'm going to get into. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to jump right into it. So let's go ahead and share this. Let me click some buttons. All right. Hopefully everybody sees my. So what we're looking at here, I'm going to have you guys for right now, just ignore my email that's open over here. I'm going to get into that in just a second, but I wanted to have it up. What we're focusing on right now is an amazing tool called Apollo. Apollo is, for me, a starting point for a lot of my outreach. And what it does is it's basically almost sales, LinkedIn Sales Navigator on steroids. So what we're looking at right now is me with about 40 minutes ago, just doing a quick search of potential investors in the United States, right? That's what I'm looking for. Now, there are a ton of different search fields that I can go into. I'm actually kind of broad right now in this. And you can see here, I have found 632 people that meet the criteria that I put in there. If I click this button, this tool will go out and find their email. But as of right now, I have access to whatever they have, their website, their LinkedIn, their Facebook, their Twitter, right? So whatever they put in this tool, I'm getting access to it, right? So this is my starting point here is finding a persona that I want to connect with, I want to say hello to, I want to start establishing a relationship. So I've now found 600 people that I want to connect with. Now, what's nice here is I can hit export, or this tool will integrate directly into a tool that we use called Willaxe. And that's this tool right here. So what you're looking at right now behind the scenes is I'm a very aggressive on the old LinkedIn world here. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking that data that we just got from Apollo and I'm dumping it into this tool, and I'm having different prospects. So I've got different prospects built here. And what I do is I have campaigns running. You can see I've got a few campaigns running here that are all designed to make connections with these people. So one of my flows looks something like this. I want you to connect with me on TikTok because I put out a lot of TikTok content. In fact, right now I'm recording on another device because I'm going to chop everything I'm doing right now into bite-sized chunks for TikTok. So I want them to connect with me. So, hey, I'm not selling to them yet. I'm not telling them to call me yet. I just want them to get into my world. So that's my first part. Follow me on TikTok, right? My second one is, hey, if TikTok's not your thing, because I get a number of people that say, nah, I'm not following you on TikTok. Okay, that's fine. By the way, I have this blog. I put out 3 blogs a week minimum, right? Maybe that's not it. And then my last one is I run a Spotify playlist. This is my world. I'm on TikTok making content. I'm creating content in blogs, and I've got a 4-year-old playlist that people have said is really good on Spotify. So everything I'm doing here, and you can see I've been very active. I just want you to connect with me. Just start getting into my world, start learning who I am. We can go ahead and see what my upcoming actions look like. So I'm just trying to get connections. You can see in 2 minutes, I'm going to send a message to this sequence. So again, so right now, that tool, Apollo, is $50 a month. And this tool, Willaxe, I got a lifetime subscription, so I don't have to pay for anything. And I am being super aggressive. You can see these are my quotas for the day. So that's one sequence, right? That's what I'm trying to do with this people. So they're cold connections, and I'm trying to connect with them. So that's a really nice starting point. Now, the second thing that we can do is, we're still going to stay in this tool for right now, is if I go back to my prospects, I have actually moved over all of my first degree contacts. I've got about 4,700 of them. These are people that I know, people that I'm connecting with. This is a pretty light touch. These people to me are only on, they're just on LinkedIn. I'm not really connecting with them. So I'm actually asking them to join my SMS community right now. And the way I'm doing that, we're going to go back to my campaigns here real quick. And I am just asking them to literally come in and connect with me through text messaging, and I've got a 2% rate. I'll probably start working on the messaging here. And that looks something like this. They go into a tool called Community. This handles all my SMS. I've got a different phone number for this. And you can see today at 12:15, one of my people that are in my community, it's their birthday. They got a voicemail from me. I left them an actual voicemail of me. It took me 10 seconds. I just wish somebody a happy birthday. So hopefully right now you're getting kind of my vibe here. I'm trying to be a human, human interactions with some scale to it, right? And I'm trying to get to these connections. I'm trying to get people to feel, to get into my blogs, to get into my TikTok channels, to get into some of my other outcomes. So again, I only have 31 people here, but these 31 people gave me their cell phone numbers. They connected with me in my contacts. We are like, I send them stuff once in a while. Like I said, I wish them happy birthday. So it's a really nice way of, again, just being a human and connecting at a more deeper level than just, here's an organic Facebook post that nobody sees. So this is my starting point here. I've got my audience. I've got who they are. Now I want to start connecting with them somewhat in a one-to-one, right? I want to start having these sort of one-to-one connections. So that's my starting point. That audience that I find from Apollo, or even LinkedIn Sales Navigator, if you want to use that, that's a great tool as well. I got to find personas and what those personas do and start connecting with them. So that's our step one here, is finding data and starting to connect with them on a human level, right? And I'm trying to build that trust with them before I say, hey, hire me and let's go work on a project. So We're going to pivot now if over to what being a thought leader. What should I create? How do I do that? How do I sort of scale up this content creation that needs to be happening for people to look at you as a thought leader in your industry or your space, or to trust you that you know what you're talking about. So now we get into, I got to find some keywords. I got to find some audiences. I also need to start finding the questions that my community might be asking. So lots of things to get into now. So I've got my audience. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over to a tool called SpyFu, and I'm going to look, what are keywords? What are they? What's kind of trending? So again, I just put in the word crowdfunding. That is my space. Your space will be different, right? Your results might be different. So already it just spits out what is actually happening and going, okay, crowdfunding site. What is crowdfunding? Real estate crowdfunding. Again, these are just keywords that I could be thinking about. Now, for me, it's something to look at. I don't think it's all of it. Here's what I'm looking for a little bit more. So again, we can look here, we can go into keyword overviews. SpyFu is an amazing tool to kind of spy on competitors, look for keywords that people aren't bidding on. But now what are you going to do with it? So, all right, I found this information. Now what happens? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about creating either blog content around this, but I also need to do it at some scale that I'm getting some domain rank, right? People are looking at me as a thought leader in this space. So this is the keywords portion of it. And I'm going to show you step 2 here. So keywords to me, it's okay. It's a starting point. I actually want to be answering people's actual questions that they're struggling with. An amazing tool for this is one, Quora. So if you're not familiar with Quora, it's a big database of people answering questions. What we're looking at here is a tool called QAPop.com. This tool grabs all the questions based on my keywords. So if you see up here, here are my keywords that I've inputted into this. Every day, it spits out the questions that are being asked that need responses. This is my #1 driver of organic traffic, because I'm literally going to take these questions that somebody asked, and I'm going to go give the best answer possible to those questions so that people go, holy cow, Jeff Fuzzy Wenzel just answered that question. I'm going to go connect with him wherever. So again, you're looking at this. These are the questions. These 70 questions came up from last night. I logged in this morning and I go, oh, okay, what are the best productivity hacks of startup CEOs? As somebody who's an expert in startups, I think I should go answer that. Is equity crowdfunding legal in India? Pretty on point there. Maybe we can answer that question. So now it comes into, okay, Jeff, you're sitting around responding to 70 questions on Quora. That's all day. Well, nope. This is where AI writing needs to come into play. So what we typically do is we will take one of these questions, dump it into a tool called Jasper, go to our templates, click literally blog or, this one, I put the questions in, it spits out all my copy, I edit it, and that copy then goes and gets published to our blog channel, our Medium channel. It goes we do an audio version of the blog that will go to YouTube. I will take snippets of that audio blog and it will go to my TikTok channel. And I didn't write anything. I may have edited it just a little bit. And there's all kinds of different templates. In fact, there's even a Quora template that spits it out into the exact format. So if we go here, Quora answers. So you would sit here, put your question in, put this information in, what kind of tone do you want, how many outputs, 2 to 3. And now all of a sudden I'm creating my blog or my answer to that Quora question within a few seconds. So people are asking these questions, right? We should be answering them as the thought leader in your space or your industry, as well as taking the same thing and going, well, if a lot of people what is the best advice for young first-time startup CEOs? If they're struggling, if that's a question that we can see here, 6,000 people are following that question alone. Why are we not writing blogs about that? So now I go right back over to Quora and I go, I'm going to write a blog. Here's the 5 best advice tips for a young startup CEO. There you go. put that information into Jasper, let that write an entire blog. That blog will go sit over into Medium. You can see I just put up a blog 20 hours ago. I'm going to give everybody a secret. I did not write that blog. In fact, I was probably prepping for this right now at that same moment. However, if you go look at the blog, AI wrote this. My editor spot checked it a little bit, and there it is. There's a blog, there's a thought leader. And you can see I've got 178 followers over on Medium who are engaging with my content. So that is an amazing, amazing way to just find what are people asking? Where are the questions? How can I start to find my hook inside of that and be that thought leader in it? Now, the same thing can be done also in the press world. So I told you guys in the beginning of this over here on Haro, right? If you guys have not, I recommend everybody on this call sign up for Haro. This is free. This is what it looks like right here. Go to this website and type in "I'm a source." When you type that in, every single day, 3 times a day, you will get what you see over here. You will get responses from reporters and journalists who are literally asking for people to submit answers to. Now, this is amazing for a couple of reasons. One, you are getting an insight. So let's do this one here. You're getting a little bit of an insight as to articles that are going to be published in the next month, 60 days, 2 months. These are topics that people are looking for sources to respond to. This is amazing for backlinks, right? So if you start getting, you are a thought leader in all these different questions, that will kick back to your website. So that's a win. But also you can take this exact same information. So I'm going to be honest with everybody. I have not looked at it because this all came in at 12:40 my time today. But let's say I looked at business finance inquiries. So these are all the questions that reporters are looking for right now. So I'm just going to do a quick search here. Why do employees need to? Okay, now this is an interesting one. Why do employees need to develop their personal brand? Number 6. Let's go down to number 6 here. Here is, you can search the media outlet, the Katie News. Now this may not be appropriate. It's a response. We can go look at it. Here's the requirements. So I could take this information, this question, dump it into Jarvis and have Jarvis write me an answer and send it to this news publication, get that backlink, also take this exact same information and actually try to beat this publication to those keywords, right? All employees should be creating their personal brand. And now what's kind of intriguing about this one is everything we're doing right now is what I'm doing. I have a personal brand inside of KiwiTech, right? You are dealing with me as a thought leader in crowdfunding. If my personal brand was not up to par, I wouldn't expect anybody on this call to be listening to me. Like you guys would all be going, what is this guy talking about? He has no personal brand. So that's why it's important to be doing this. So how am I not a perfect person to respond to this, but also create a blog for it, put it on Medium, create a TikTok channel on it, and beat this person to the punch by owning that question, which they're going to go try to write about down the road. So Haro is an amazing, amazing, amazing tool. And you can see every day I get responses and sometimes I delete them. But again, great way to get that information. So we started with finding an audience. Now we're into answering people's questions that they're asking or media's questions. We found our way to sort of write AI content that's on point. Now you can get into what would a funnel potentially look like. So I'm going to scale this up here a little bit. Let me pull this out. So now you got to think about, how do you become a thought leader relatively quickly? How do you start getting a lot of traction around specific keywords? So this is just a mind map that I laid out for this event around, let's theoretically say that I had 3 keywords that I wanted to start owning in my vertical, right? So if I were to do that, I would be using AI to literally create every week 3 blogs on each keyword, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There's a blog coming off of me. Keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3, right? I am trying to, if anything goes and searches on Google, searches on Bing, whatever it is, My articles are going to start popping up because I have a volume play. They are hopefully on point because people are answering the questions, or it's in Haro, right? AI is writing most of this stuff. So I'm just doing a little bit of spot checking, making sure. But also at the end of each one of my blogs, I am sending those people somewhere, right? Where are they going? I always have call to actions at the end of each blog. So one of the places that people leave from my CTA is sign up for my community. We just showed you my community, right? You can sign up for here. So there's a QR code at the end of my blogs that if you click that, you'll get connected to me there. Or I also send a lot of people to my Discord community. So hopefully you guys can see this. Here's my Discord community. I've got over 326 people in here. Right now, there's 8 people online. I put my content in here. We put blogs in here. I host events in here. I do allow some promotion in here because I do have a little bit of an audience. But I drive people into this because, again, I want opportunities for people to connect with me at a deeper level than a random Facebook post, right? And this is a great opportunity. So again, a guy named Prash just joined. I said hello. I will probably send him a personal note a little bit later. I don't want to be too creepy. That's the other part of this. I don't want to be too creepy. But you know what? I list the tools I'm in here. I have blogs that go in here. I have a podcast episodes that go in here, right? So again, none of this has cost me anything, outside of a few tools. I haven't spent a dime. I haven't given a dime to the Facebooks and the Twitters of the world at this stage. So again, that might be your call to action. Now, once you're creating all these blogs, right? You're creating all this content, you're creating this network. Yes, you can go and post that on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. That's all fine. That's not going to hurt you anything. However, just know that when you go to post that on Facebook, nobody's going to see it, right? So now you get into what also can you be doing, especially on LinkedIn. So we're going to kind of pivot a little bit over to being a thought leader on LinkedIn. In this scenario, I strongly recommend trying out this tool called Taplio. So what you're seeing here is my last 90 days. My followers have grown, my engagement's grown. I'm posting a lot. I've got a ton of comments. I've got impressions. What's really, really nice here is this viral content. I'm going to let this tool do its thing. We're going to give it a minute here all together. I put those same keywords, my vertical keywords, into this tool, and it's going to pull all the viral content, and we would call these post inspirations that have happened over the last like 60 days or so. I basically scan this and I go, okay, this one's intriguing. I click this button, and the tool is supposed to, if it's working correctly, is going to take that inspiration, and it just rewrote it for me. And I click this button and it just got added to my queue on LinkedIn. You guys are all on a call with me. We're all doing this together. I just posted, it's going to LinkedIn. It'll go out probably tomorrow, based on a viral post. So now you start to look and go, okay, holy cow, I don't have to be writing everything. This tool also AI writes and generates all of my LinkedIn content based, again, off of my keywords and what's going viral. So we're going to let this run its course, and it's just going to pull in all the content. And now I save this because I usually do this in the morning. So now I basically go through and I scan. If you own a business and are a good salesman, you are good at something. Sounds good to me. Add it to the queue. Honestly, touching money means it just goes African. The best thing you can do, fellow. All right. So let's say I want to edit this one. I'm going to take this one. It pulls it over here. I'm going to add let's add a GIF to it. Let's add that one. Sounds good to me. And we'll let this go out. I'll let this GIF pull in, and then we will send this to my queue. So if any of you are following me on LinkedIn, which, oh, by the way, if anybody wants to follow me on all this stuff, please come join my worlds. I'll send out the links. We'll send out all these links afterwards. But follow me on LinkedIn. Go search for me. You'll find me. And you'll see that I am very active in the space. I put out a lot of content. My blogs go into there. What you're seeing here in terms of this content. So, without me tooting my own horn, I think if you went to my LinkedIn page, you would go, holy cow, this guy is a thought leader in the space. I do need to connect with him. If you do connect with me, you'll get an automated message inside of the tool Relaxe that will, go ahead and automatically connect with you. Then you'll get an automated message that says, hey, come connect with me on community or join my Discord. So I am moving people through all of those funnels right away. So that tech stack that I built, there it goes. There we go. Let's do this. All right. So cool. There's the GIF. And let's go back to my queue. It should have loaded into my queue. And there we go. So that just got loaded. I guess that one's going to go out down here on the 25th. So this is how I am doing it. I'm also looking for my industry news. So again, this is how I am sharing lots of content on LinkedIn. I'm very specific on the keywords, the audience I'm trying to connect. I am not looking at any of this stuff as, okay, how do I get viral on Facebook or TikTok? I'm not thinking any of that. I am thinking, I want you to connect with me. Oh, Core connects. I like these. I agree with that. So this is now, we've kind of gone to that next step of being this thought leader in the space, right? Because we've looked at what are people asking, what is going on in our space, what are other people tweeting, how am I getting into those conversations? I'm going to show one more quick thing here too. We can also go into engage. This is, oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Excuse me, not engage, outreach, I think is what we want. Let me load into this, sorry. Here we go, outreach. Nope, it wasn't engaged. Sorry, got to click on it here. So this is going to pull in people from LinkedIn that are posting stuff that are in my network. And if I see something that I should comment on, right? Okay, let's do this one. I click the button, AI is going to write it. And that reply, I just click reply. I just replied to his comment on LinkedIn. So now LinkedIn is enjoying this because I'm having that back and forth with them. I'm engaging, I'm commenting on stuff. Let's do it again here while we're here. So, hey guys, you're watching me work a little bit. This is what we do. Unless you're capable of writing a 15 language like volume. Okay, sounds good. Again, I got it. I'm being active in this space right now. So Taplio, amazing tool, really allows your LinkedIn to kind of be just absolutely on fire. Again, as long as you are bringing in the right contacts, you're starting with the top of the funnel. You're finding, hey, I want to engage with these types of people. I'm trying to engage with investors, or I'm trying to engage in this vertical or whatever it might be. I have gone out and sort of found keywords that make sense. I have looked at the questions that people are asking in this space. I've created sort of a mind map of, okay, what's the volume play? How am I going to put out this much content? I'm using AI to write 97, 98% of it. That content is then going out to all of my channels, my blog on my website, my Medium channel. I'm taking, there's a lot of tools where you can flip that into YouTube content. You can shorts and reels. If you follow me on Instagram Reels, a lot of this content's the same thing. So again, I think if you're watching it from where I am, you're seeing this, it feels really real. It feels like you're connecting with me. It is automated. It is at some scale, but my personality is still attached to this behind the scenes. So, all right. So that's, a way to be doing it. I'm going to pivot one more time, and then I do want to open up for questions because I can probably talk about this stuff for the next 4 hours. So now let's look at something that I would call viral, right? How do you get something that might have a chance of going viral? So we're going to look at a Facebook post. I'm going to pivot over here. All right. So this is one of my pages I run. I probably have 25 pages on Facebook, but this is just one of them. It's called Fuzzy's Interesting Finds. Again, it's personal. Oh, I'm actually wearing the exact shirt in my picture. Look at that. So this was an all organic post. Okay, you just sat down at the bar to have a drink. What do you have? Which beer do you choose? Right. So I'm asking people to engage with me. Comment below. In basically about 5 days, we had over 1,000 likes, 388 comments, 31 shares. In my world, that's viral. I'm not making a sex tape or anything like that. I'm going by, this is viral in my world, right? Everybody is answering the comments below. It's going to go on and on and on, right? Now, we fibbed a little bit. I did spend $50 on this ad. So what you see here is I spent $50 in one ad to drive this engagement. Now, the reason we spent a little bit of money on this ad or this post in particular is because I knew that if I get it over this sort of hill, it will then go viral. So we spent $50 for one day to just get it kind of out there. And then because Facebook sees that it's getting engagement, they take it and run with it. Now I'm going to show you the little hack that's happening behind the scenes. So if you were one of the people that engaged by commenting below, you actually went into this automated chat bot inside of Messenger. So what happens here is once somebody comments, and this is called a tool called ManyChat, it integrates with Messenger and Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. So I can have done this all in WhatsApp or Instagram, all this stuff too. Once somebody comments, they automatically get this message on Facebook. Hey, first name, thank you for adding your drink of choice. Here's what I would choose. And then I had them click my drink. My drink went to a gin company that we were working on. So if you see here, this is all within like 7 days. That's pretty good numbers in terms of engagement and people connecting. So again, when I have a viral post, and I say viral within quotations because I know I spent a little bit of money, I am still actively wanting to make sure that that engagement's happening. And now that these people are all contacts inside of, they're all contacts in here, I can now message them, I can send them chats, I can do all kinds of stuff with them. So this is what to me again, quotations, a viral post might look like. But they've got to be built in a way that they are actually engaging. Where most companies fail in this is that they're just a megaphone. They're just, we're so cool. Look how cool we are. Look how cool we are. Nobody wants to look at that stuff. You want posts that are getting engagement, and you have to be thinking it is all about engagement. LinkedIn wants engagement. Facebook wants engagement. That's their currency. If your post is not doing this, don't even post it. And in fact, just so you guys have some context too, these platforms do not want posts that are not engaging because you're actually taking up real estate for other things in the news feed. So this post started showing up actually in other people's news feeds because it was engaging, and that's what Facebook ultimately wants. And they don't care how the engagement is. Oh, one more small hack here. See this art image? This was actually all designed with AI using Quora. So Quora has an art feature. So you can basically put in your description, what style you want. So I think I did, I'll just see if I can recreate it real quick. So like a bartender, 1950s bartender, let's say, 1950s bartender, there we go. Medium, let's do canvas, artistic style. Let's try that. I'm just putting some stuff in. So let's do that. Keywords. Let's do realistic and see what. So Jasper also has an AI art department. So I try to go in and make custom arts for each one of my posts. That's not bad. So again, you just saw I spent 0 time actually thinking about this. So if I wanted to use this as my piece of content for the blog, now I also have a custom piece of art for my blog. So again, after you write the blog, you might as well go in here and put your title in, pick out a style and a Canva and make custom artwork. So now on your Google image searches, your articles are popping up as you have custom artwork, which again, Google will reward. So, okay, everybody, that was like 40 minutes of probably me just being like, blah, holy cow, none of this makes any sense. So I think now might be a pretty good time to maybe open it up and get into some Q&A. I can deep dive into some of these kind of little departments a little bit more. But yeah, this is kind of it. So I don't know if Nasheen, if you want to kind of open up some Q&A and kind of let's get into that, and we can dive in a little bit more.
That was a great presentation, Jeff. Yes, we do have some questions already. So
Cool.
the first question is, what tools do you use to capture customers of competitors?
to capture the tools of competitors. Is that the question?
It says that what tools do you use to capture customers of competitors? It's on the chat.
Sure. Yep. So this is where you may want to look at a tool called Phantom Buster. So Phantom Buster, they have all kinds of different API scripts. So let's kind of look at one here. Let's look at solutions. So let's theoretically say that you went to that you have a competitor on Instagram that's got a really big channel, and this could be LinkedIn, this could be Pinterest, this could be Twitter. It doesn't Reddit. You can see all of it here. You can go in there and actually grab all of the followers of either their post or profile scrapers. You could scrape all the available data on that. So you would put in that URL of the Instagram, and you would grab all of their Instagram followers. Once you have that data, you basically reverse engineer it. You can go in and do a profile finder. You can find all their profiles. Then you can upload that data and start engaging with their content. You can do all of the same stuff, like I said, with Twitter and LinkedIn. So yeah, so you go and you basically find the posts that are engaging, and you grab this tool, you pay for it, you load up the scripts, and it will go and pull all the data. And now you start to use that moving forward. So.
All right. What is the difference between Jasper and Taplio? I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Taplio?
Mhm.
So Taplio is 100% LinkedIn. It's all LinkedIn day in and day out, right? So everything that's doing here is it's connected to my LinkedIn profile. It also has a LinkedIn Chrome extension up here. I think it's actually this guy right here. And it is literally designed all for writing content inside of LinkedIn. Jasper is everything writing. I could do all of the LinkedIn stuff in here. However, Jasper is not connected to LinkedIn in any way. So really, Taplio is its own animal with a little bit of AI writing, all specifically for LinkedIn, where Jasper is blog writing, Medium writing, Quora, help a reporter out. I'm creating all of that content. And what Jasper has is Jasper has what they call these templates, or sometimes they call them recipes. You can see they've got a recipe or a template for almost everything. So, we spit out a lot of stuff out of this, from cold emails to even captions on Instagram. Even sometimes this is what we do quite a bit too. We'll take a piece of content, especially in the equity crowdfunding, where sometimes I'll get like an engineer or a medical where somebody is just so in the weeds with the creative. I'll take that paragraph and dump it in here and say, I need this to sound like a fifth grader. And it'll take all that information and dumb it down to where it's like, okay, no offense to my mom understands it, when it's something that's like super, super technical. So Jasper is just a completely different and more aggressive AI copywriting than what Taplio is doing.
All right. There's one more question. Can this be set up for a business, that is page versus a person?
I tend to not want to do anything just off of a business page. And the reason is nobody wants to interact with your business. They want to interact with the human being. So already, if you come out of the gate going, I don't want anybody to connect with me, you're not going to win in today's internet. I just don't know how you do it. There isn't anybody outside of an Apple or a Nike, those types of big brands. But even at that scale, I still got to feel like I'm being talked to a little bit. So you can do a lot of this stuff. So Taplio does do this to business accounts, but if you're going to hide behind a logo that you got, then good luck. It's just the reality of it. Good luck. You're going to be doing pay to play all for everything. So if that's the case, get your ad budgets in order, and you're going to have to just pay through all the noise at the end of the day.
All right. With video driving such high engagement, are there any AI tools you recommend for creating videos?
Yeah, so we use all kinds of AI for that. So first one's going to be Promo. This is the tool we use for almost all of our video editing. That is one, and there's another one called Offio that we use. That is this one. There you go. Offio is another one that we use. This is all AI. So I'm not going to log in, but we have Offio, we have Promo. We use another one called Breakout Clips. There's Breakout Clips. These are all. I am not a video editor, but if you saw some of the content we put out, they're like, how did Jeff make this video? I clicked a few buttons and let AI do most of it. So yeah, so those are the three. However, I will say, if you are thinking about video in this, and we didn't really get into this, this is your bread and butter, is going to be Loom. Personal outreach, personal responding back and forth to people. Putting this in your chat comments, right? I make lots and lots and lots of videos. So I would look at a tool like Loom, or I would look at Vidyard. We use this one as well. There it is, Vidyard. Again, if you're doing video, personal connection is the key here. So like, I send out personal messages to almost everybody. I mean, I get tired of looking at myself too sometimes. But this is what I'm doing. I want this personal engagement. So this embeds into websites. This would go into, let's say there's a really good comment on Facebook about something, or a good question. I actually put a video message in. I just did this on LinkedIn yesterday. There was a really cool equity crowdfunding conversation where people were asking for feedback, and I went in with a video message. And that video message, I had like 17 responses to my Loom video of it that was off of LinkedIn, but I actually kind of took the conversation over a little bit. So yeah. So, but if you're content creation, Promo, Breakout Clips, Offio, those are great for kind of AI content creation. But if you want that personal, Loom and Vidyard.
There is a follow-up of the question. Are each of these tools subscription driven?
Some of them are, but a lot of them have a free tier that does 90% of it. Vidyard I don't pay for. Loom I do pay for, because I am just doing it at a very large scale, and I wanted the organization behind the scenes. But almost all of them, yeah, I mean, all of them are going to have some tiers. So at some point you're either paying Facebook, for impressions, or you're paying for the tool to build the things. But most tools are $25, $50, something like that. Use them for a few months, shut them off, or always be looking out for this tool right here, or this website. Look at AppSumo. Almost everything you've seen here, I've actually bought a lifetime subscription off of AppSumo. So this is where all startups sort of launch, and software type stuff like that. Everything you're seeing, I use here. I'll usually buy a lifetime subscription here, and then kind of hang out and wait for their tool to kind of get a little bit better. So again, this is what I use quite a bit. So almost, oh yeah, I own this one. I own Lead Rocks, as I just saw. I own this prototype one. Yeah, so this is how I'm doing it, is I'm finding tools. And if a tool becomes more expensive, there's always somebody else doing it on AppSumo where I can get that lifetime deal. And I'll spend that $200 all day. So.
All right. Any tips on choosing the best keywords to target for your company?
So SpyFu. So go back to here. Look at, like, you can do some, you might want to start spying on your competitors, right? So you go and you put in a website that, let's just put in one, what are your competitors' keywords that they're using? So that's going to be all SpyFu. SEO ranking here. Like before I do pay-per-click, I'm looking at what are they bidding on? What are the keywords here? What are the keywords up here? Where do I think there's some value? I'll put in 3 or 4 different other ones. So this was like a yoga school, I think we're looking at. What's been in the last 6 months? Is there something, like a keyword? So 200-hour video, mobile searches. So again, I would dive into this. Then I can also see what kind of ads they're running when they shut off ads. So like, is there a moment where that ad must have got more expensive? And what I'm really looking for is what's the what ads have my competitors kept on for a long time? Typically that means that the ad's working. And then I basically take what they're doing and hijack it and start there. So that's my starting point. So if you're struggling to find those keywords, SpyFu, competitors, just keep putting in the info, and that'll start to spit out, where to begin. So yeah, this is what we typically do.
There's one more question. If trying to build a new community, is there a do this first thing we should do?
Yeah, Apollo. That's why I started today right at the beginning. Even if before you say I want to start a community, who are the type of people you want in the community? I want, like for me, I have startup CEOs. Basically, all of you on this call should probably be friends with me to whatever degree, whether you hire us or not, but you should just be in my ecosystem. So I want those. And then I also want investors, because my job is to marry startups and investors, right? Like I want you guys to get connected. So my communities are built off of those two things first, and that's going to be Apollo. But I could also go in here and say, I want to find Shopify owners. I'm just using that as an example. So, or startup companies who are under 10 employees, right? That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, go. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So now that I've identified and I've started to find some people, I'm going to start looking into them. So before I'm building a community or I'm thinking about that, I'm starting with who should be in it. And if your answer is, oh, everybody's going to want to be in my community, then the answer, nobody's going to be in your community. You really want to be that focused, right? So, my Discord community is startup founders and investors. And then sometimes there's a little bit of subset that they like music, because I'm in that world too. So start there and then work your way into the channels to go after.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for the wonderful presentation today.
Yeah, no problem.
And with that, I would like to thank our mentor and guests for joining us today. And we will be back soon with our more workshops. Also, apart from the workshops, we have more upcoming events. As you can see on your screen, you can check out our KiwiTech website for the same. Do join us, and we would love to host you on those events as well. Thank you and have a great day ahead.